Eventually we'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if and what if I could see you like I saw you the whole time? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away, blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. You'll never be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I believe you? What if I go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away, blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. You can say anything you like. Go and give it your all. You can say anything you like. What if I believed you? What if I could? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away, blinded by anger, you forgot who to blame. I'll never be
Welcome back to Wiscoville_TV. Back with the National Auto Racing Club, the Midget Dirt Series for these guys as we tackle race number 8 here at Volusia Speedway Park. Race number 8, last 3 races though. One by one guy, that's going to be Jared. Jared, the number 8 machine, has yet to qualify. Will he qualify? I don't know. He hasn't though. But the guy that's on the top of the charts is the number 58 machine, Mr. Hunger Buster Kale. Larry Foster, P2. Tony McGill rounding out the top 3. They're in that number 37 machine. Timothy Elton, the number 13 car. He'll be there in P4. And then James rounding out the top 5. 30 seconds left here in the qualifying session. Only a 3-minute qualifying. We look at the season standings, and Jared has 4 wins. As he does his qualifying right now. Check up on board with him. I think he's done. Jared finished there in the 9th place. Back to what I was saying, though. He's won 4 races. That's the top of the winning the championship points leading. Jake Sonatag is P2. Tyler Shell, he's rounding out the top 3. Bruce Kling, then Jeremy Prey rounding out the top 5. Jeremy Prey starting there in the 4th spot here, and he raced number 1. But that's how the top 4 championship point standings are looking. Jared, Jake, Tyler, Bruce, and Jeremy. As he raced number 1 is there on the race grid, getting ready to rock and roll now. And this is how the grid is going to line up for the National Auto Racing Club. Kill. The number 58 machine, Team SSR driver. He'll be there on the top spot with Timothy Elton. There to the outside of him, driver from Canada, Bruce Clegan. He'll be starting up at that inside of the 2nd row with Jeremy Prey, with the 117 with Wrath Racing, running out that 4th spot. Sony Brown, driver from Indiana. That driver will be starting the 5th spot, rounding out the top 5. Mays from the crazy state of California, rounding out that 6th spot. And then you got Todd rounding it out there in that 9th, or in that number 94 machine. Everybody will advance to the A main show, but the top 4 out of this heat race will advance, and we'll have the B main to line up the the other side of the A main. Pace lights are off. We'll be going green flag racing this time by. Volusia Speedway Park. Here's a little bit of race info for these guys. I really think it's going to be bottom side dominant for most of the heat races. Then we get to the Mac Daddy show, and I don't know exactly where the line is going to be, but the Tracklink 0.42 mile raceway. A little bit bigger than what we ran last week on October 28th. That was out of Fairbury. Fairbury and Lanier were the last 2 races. So, Volusia, big league this week. Stacked up, packed up, pace truck pulls in. Here we go, green flag. Right now, it's all Cal as he comes across a race line, this time by Bruce Kling, and he holds down P2. One guy way up over the race cushion. That's Mr. Timothy. Inside the cockpit now, Mr. Alton as everyone wheels and deals down into turns 3. Timothy having mud thrown all over that visor down the front stretch. These are going to be some long heat races. He's going to try to split the difference here. Check on board with our race leader, Kellen, trying to run away with that Dairy Queen machine, but Bruce Clean trying to reel him in as they go back down into turns 1 and 2. That 21 machine looking quite good. May have jumped a cushion that time coming out of turn 2, but you can see these cars just almost completely sideways all the way down the back straightaway. Volusia Speedway Park, the backstretch. Not very straight, it's more like a D-shaped oval. As we have just hit the halfway home to mama lap. Sony Brown rounding out the top 3. Timothy still trying to hold down P4. And then you got Jeremy Prey rounding out the top 5. Contact made. Jeremy Prey goes around, does a 360, gets that thing pointed back going straight. as Alton, that car might be hurt as him and Jeremy got collected, got tangled up. Then he hits the inside wall. So Todd got around both of those drivers, trying to hold on to that 4th spot. Sony Brown still P3, trying to reel in the top 2 as the last laps are up there on your screen this time by 17.3 for the 3rd and 2nd place, and a 17.295 for Kel. Kel's machine, that 58 car, absolutely hooked up early on here in heat race number 3. Come out of turn 4, 2 laps to go. Side-by-side battle. The next closest battle is back here. Todd, high side. You have Alton down to the bottom side. Alton kind of had a roller coaster night here in heat race number 1. Talked a lot about him as they are wheel to wheel, as they wheel back down in turns 3 and 4. Alton trying to find some grip down to the bottom side. Lost the back end. Just a slight bit coming out of turn 4. And then Todd drops a cushion there in turns 1 and 2. Todd goes all the way up next to the outside wall, and Todd's gonna run out of gas. And it's all number 58 as he captures that checker flag. Bruce Kling in P2. Sony Brown rounding out that 3rd spot, in a tough break for that number 94 machine. Talking about a roller coaster of emotions. He got all the way up to 4th spot, then he went back, then he was battling out, and then he runs out of gas. So that's how that 10 lap heat race is going to play out. Heat race number 2. Here we go. With the action. Here's going to be the starting grid for these guys. Larry Foster, he'll be starting on that top spot with James Tarrant, the number 16 driver out of Illinois. He'll be starting there in that P2. Joshua Hart, he'll be P3. Then you have Dustin rounding out that 4th spot. 5th spot's going to be Joshua Berkey, driver out of the Midwest, the number 39 machine. Then you have Denton, the number 9 car, driver out of the Mid-South. He'll be starting there in P6. Jordan Lawrenson, he'll be riding out that 7th spot, that number 20 car. Side by side, caution lights are off. Be going green flag racing this time by. A lot of guys, a lot of these school of sim racing guys absolutely love the non-wing stuff. They get tired of that big old bulky wing there on the top and the front. They say take it off. A lot of guys really liking the Thursday Night League Dirt Midgets, and they also have the 360 non-wing, or sorry, the 410 non-wings right after this. Pace trucks in, going green flag racing this time by. Green's out, fields off. Larry Foster, he had a very good run last week. We'll see if he can capitalize. Here we go. 16 machine James, a guy that started on the top spot. 3 wide. Throw a blanket over the top 3. Doesn't he? Goes wall climbing. Gets into the apex of turns 1 and 2. Taps the outside wall. He almost bicycles it. Very good save by the number 882 car. Inside the cockpit mode with this driver now. Pepsi there to the inside. That's going to be James. Larry Foster trying to run away with this thing as he just sends the fastest lap of heat race number 2 with that 17.128 down the back, shooting into turns 3 and 4. Wide open throttle. Step on that thing and do not lift because you'll start going backwards. Joshua Hart running out the top 4. Joshua Berkey, he is back here in this 5th spot. He's trying to find some room to move on up. You have Denton in P6, and Jordan Lawrenson is out of this race. But Dustin, he has moved up 2 spots since the initial green flag is waved. Halfway home to mama this time by. Still trying to reel in Larry Foster, the number 17 machine, the all-orange SSR Dirt Midget car. Gap is up there on your screen this time by Foster. Does have a 0.3 second lead, a little bit over a 3-second lead. Now that's going to fall. Last lap time, might as well put it up. Here we go. Dustin starting to reel him in as we work laps 7 and 10 now. Foster did beat that last lap time. He ran a 17.2. Dustin ran a 17.24 in the turns 3 and 4. Last lap times they update. Once again, Foster having the fastest lap time. So we move down back to P3. Sorry, back to P4. Joshua Hart trying to reel these guys in. He's 1.3 seconds off the race lead. Don't know if he'll have enough time as we have 2 laps to go this time by. The only pass that's been made is this number 882 car. This is it. And he's moved up 2 spots. James lost 1, then Joshua Hart has lost 1. For the final time, down out of turn 2 and down the back chute, Larry Foster looks like he'll be bringing home the Heat Race 2 number 2 win. Bring home the checker flag, and yes, he does. The all-orange mighty machine will bring home that checker flag. Dustin P2, a very good run, just could not reel him in. Held that 0.3 second lead. Just could not close the gap as a checker flag waves.
From the summer nights to the pouring rain, I shared a drink or 2 with a hurricane. I'll never forget those nights you said this was forever. I can't believe the last 10 years, a couple broken hearts and a burned out fear of the unknown. But we can sleep on the train ride home. But I found peace in the storm of the London.
Last and final heat race right here for the National Auto Racing Club, the Midget Dirt Series. 10 laps, top 4 drivers will advance, but everybody will get a shot at the A main. As they slow dance through the storm in this royalty-free music. Here's going to be the starting grid for heat race number 3. Tony McGill, driver out of the United States, a 37 machine. He'll be there in that number 1 spot with Mr. Sona Tag, the number 3 car. He'll be starting on the outside of the front row. Jared, the winner of the last 3 races, leading the point series. He's won 4 out of the 7 races. Can he make it 5 out of 8? He'll be starting on the inside of the second row. Jackson McClain, the number 81. He'll be starting in that 4th spot. Ryan Wagenschultz, P5. And then you have Brent Hagan rounding out the race field there in P6. Jackson McClain not getting the race start here. So stacked up and packed up. Talking about some of these drivers. One guy that a little confusing is Brent Hagan here. The number 95 car. Shows plenty of speed. Has lots of speed. So we're already 3 wide. Get back to that in a second. 3 wide for the race lead. Jake Sonentag won it. He got it. Sonentag to the top spot. Jared, he's already moved up to P2. And now you have Tony McGill, the 37 car. Started on the top spot. Then came out of turn 2. He was back to 3rd spot. So McGill got some work to do. Got a little bit of recovery to do. Ryan Wagenschultz, trying to say both those names at the same time. He's back to P4. Then Brent Hagan rounding out the top 5. But right now, it's all the number 3 car. And here comes Ryan, lurking all over that bad gas tank of Mr. McGill. It's exactly what the drivers are seeing. As they wheel and deal down in turns 1 and 2. Trying to find some grip down to the inside wall. Wagenschultz goes down the D-shaped back oval. And McGill is going to take his line right away. Best lap time of this heat race, number 3, as we hit the halfway home. The 17.199. Jake Sonentag is completely hooked up here in heat race number 3. So we still got 5 laps to go. Jared rounding out the P2 spot. I thought they were going to battle it out wheel to wheel. All the way to the finish? I don't think so. Sonentag absolutely hooked up. You have Tony McGill and Ryan Wagenschultz. These two drivers are going to battle it out. McGill starting on the top spot. He jumps the race cushion, almost gets into the flat spot. And he might have. As Ryan back down to the inside wall. I think both of these drivers might be trying to reel in Jared, the guy that's in second place now. And Brent Hagan rounding out the race field here in this 5th spot. Sometimes Hagan shows some extremely strong speed. Still waiting for that top 3 finish for the number 95 driver. In the wing and or non-wing stuff. Run like a deer. But it's all this driver this time. Outside shot of the raceway. Track still pretty tacky though. Here at Volusia Speedway Park. As Ryan is finally going to capture that spot. McGill has lost 3 spots now. He's going back down to P4. And here comes Brent Hagan now. Trying to do a last-ditch effort here in turns 1 and 2. Will he be able to do anything with them? No, he won't. Side-by-side finish for the 3rd spot. But Ryan's going to hold on to that top 3. And Tony McGill is going to round out that 4th spot. Fell back a little bit. It happens. As the B main is coming up. Like I was saying though, outside shot, the corner entry is a little bit slicked up. And the turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 here. You can see that inside lane. I think you can get your car all the way down to the inside wall. You might have something. I don't know. You gotta carry a lot of speed with these things. So the B main is up, going to be the exact same thing with these 6 drivers. The 7th and 8th place drivers will not be making the race start, just the top 6. All 6 drivers will be making it into the Mac Daddy show. Checking out some of these paint schemes, though. Wrath Racing for that 117 and Jeremy Prey rocking the teal blue color. I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. With that little bit of gray SSR up there at the top. Denton to the outside. He's rocking the old white and blue car there in that number 9. Brent Hagan, run like a deer, guy. Always running the John Deere paint scheme. Todd is to the outside of him. Todd. Did he crash? Yeah, I think he did. Nitro. They're on that 4-cycle engine. So we go getting ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Stacked up, packed up. Pace truck is in. We're green flag racing. Hagan trying to put that right rear right next to the race cushion, trying to wind up those RPMs, and he is going to the front. Here comes the number 89. Hagan gets loose. Mace trying to make a name for himself down the back chute, trying to put a statement in here in the B main. Now Mace jumps a race cushion, almost loses it. He gets loose just like Hagan did there in turns 1 and 2. So both of those drivers almost went out of the park, and now here we go with Joshua Berkey jumping the race cushion. Slider up for the second spot, and he does it. And now Denton, he is flipping there in the number 9 car. So outside shot of the raceway. Here's our race leader of Jeremy Prey. All by himself. Joshua Berkey is all by himself. You have Mason, then Brent Hagan battling out there for that 3rd and 4th spot. They go wheel-to-wheel coming across the race line. So this was a crash of that number 9 car. Watch this. Taps the outside wall with that right rear tire, and then he goes just a tumbling down the back straightaway all the way into the entry of turn 3. And then that driver decided to go ahead and hit him unconditionally. And now these two drivers get tangled up. Chaos all the way around the track. That was Todd, the number 94, that was a first replay. Driver that tried to avoid him. But Mace and Brent, they got tangled up. Mace gets that spot. So back up front, Jeremy Prey. That's it. Massive lead. How big of a lead, you ask yourself? Well, there's a gap. A 2.6 second lead. 3rd place is 8 seconds behind. 4th place is 8 seconds behind. 5th spot now, and Hagan goes flipping. End over end for that run like the deer car. Here goes a replay as everything is all single file now. Hagan trying to give it everything possibly he's got, and just tapped the right rear, and then almost leaves, but the billboard kind of saved him. White flag is going to be waving. Jeremy Prey coming out of turns 3 and 4. It's all the 117. He captures the checkered flag here in the B main. Joshua P2. Mace is coming home in P3, and Todd P4. And that might have been one of the most craziest races that I've seen. I think everybody did crash besides Prey and Joshua Berkey there. Warm-up is underway. These drivers going to get a quick warm-up in, try to break in the track a little bit more, trying to get their setups dialed in just right. We'll be back to green flag racing there for the Mac Daddy Show. Best lap time and last lap time will be up there on your race screen as we watch turns 3 and 4.
Keeps me down on
fastest lap time up there for warm-up is Jake Sonatag, the number 3 car, is 17.501. For Sonatag, Larry Foster, P2 with a 17.5. You have Dustin. He's running out the top 3. His quickest, another 17.591. Everybody up into the 17.5s all the way in the top 4. And then you got 5th place on back, Bruce Klingen running exactly a 17.600. As Wagon Schultz cracks himself up into the top 3. So now the top 5, all those guys have made it into the 17.5 range. Remember the last 3 races, the guy that won it was the number 8 car of Jared. Right now, he's P7 in the 17.6 range. That was his last lap. About a minute and a half to go in this warm-up session. Then we'll get the grid for the A-Main, the Mac Daddy Show is what we like to call it here. A lot of cautions last race there at Fairbury. I don't see a lot of cautions happening here tonight here at Volusia Speedway Park. A lot of, I mean, it's a kind of a, I mean, obviously it's a bigger track than Fairbury. Man, as we see here in practice, a lot of guys starting to utilize that top side, trying to break in that top side, but a lot of guys are about to bicycle it into the apex of turns 3 and 4. Last second adjustments are being made. Teammates talking to each other, trying to figure out a game plan here. Here's the outside shot of the raceway. You can see just how much this track has broken in there in turns 1 and 2. That has completely slicked off, so you better get that car down to the inside wall quickly, or race right next to the race cushion going into those corners. If you try to go right through the middle, that's not going to be very good for you. And this is it. What everyone's been racing for. 18 cars are going to be making the race start. 19th and 20th. Don't think they'll be there. National Auto Racing Club. The Dirt Midget Series race number 8 is about to come to bout. How is a field going to stack up? Well, here we go. This is how the 20-car field is going to stack up. The guy that dominated qualifying, the guy that won his heat race, it's Mr. Hunger Buster Cal, the number 58 car with Team SSR. Then to the outside of him, that's going to be Larry Foster there in the number 17 car. Jake Sonatag, he'll be starting up there in P3 with Bruce Klingen to his outside with Elbows Up Sim Sports. You have Dustin Griffiths, the number 82 machine drive out of the Hoosier state of Indiana. He's rounding out the top 5 with the last 3 race winner. 4 out of 7 races this guy has won. That's going to be Jared, the number 8 car, a posse driver. Sony Brown, the number 15, another Hoosier state driver. He'll be starting there in P7. James is going to be starting in the 8th spot, driver out of Illinois. Ryan Wagenschultz, P9. Tim Alton will be starting there in the 10th spot. Joshua Hart, 11th. Tony McGill rounding out P12. On down the list we go. 13th is going to be Jeremy Parade. Joshua Berkey is going to be P14. 15th spot, give that to Mace out of the crazy state of California. Then you got Todd, the number 94 car. Rounding out the 16th spot, Brent Hagan, the Mr. Denton, the number 9 car, driving out of the Mid-South. That's how your 18 car lineup is going to get lined up. Josh Oberkey and James, they're also not going to be making the race start, so we're only going to start 16 drivers here in this Mac Daddy show with these mighty 4-cylinder engines. $16 cars. Kell's going to be the race starter. Larry Foster there to the outside. He won his heat race as well. Jake Sonentag made some very bold moves in the early on. And he raced number 3, so here we go. Kale, a race starter. Can he pick up his first win? Green flags out. 30 lap is a total distance. It's all Kell right now, but he has 2 hungry drivers right there behind him, almost like a pack racing here. There's comes Larry Flashy. Kane really misses his car in that all-orange car, and no, Kell, he hits the outside wall. Kell is flipping upside down, end over end into turns 3 and 4. Brent Hagan gives him the finishing blow, and Kell had a very strong night going on there in that number 58 car, and his night, unfortunately, looks like it will be coming to the end. As he is still flipped upside down. Remember, if these guys get the tow, their night is done. Looks like Brent Hagan is in the pits as well, so the number 95 car night is going to be done. 13 cars left. First yellow flag of the night, and that came with our race leader. Jumps a race cushion. Man, we seen another car take that shot as well. Man, that feeling. When you know you hit that outside wall and your night is going to be done, just that heart sinking feeling. What could have been for the number 90, the 58 car. Brent Hagan out of this race could not avoid the flipping car. Kind of sounded a little weird. That's what I meant. So single file restart as these cars go down the back stretch. Lights on the pace truck is off. Larry Foster, Jake Sonentag, Bruce Kling, and that's your top 3. Pace truck gets in. Larry Foster almost passes a pace truck. As he stands on the loud pedal, does he get a black flag? I don't think he will. So back under green flag of racing conditions as we are on lap 4 of 30. Everyone coming out in turn 4. One caution, that's all. We're 3 minutes and 17 seconds in this A main show. We have a battle for the race lead. Sonentag, he was very aggressive there in his heat race. How aggressive will he be here in the A main show? Almost got around Foster. Foster was able to power himself back there to the outside. Almost contact with Wills coming out of turn 2, now down the back chute. Sonentag wants the race lead, but the bottom side looks like it has no giddy up and go right now. Foster, I think all he needs to do, or what he's trying to do, is just keep that number 3 car there to the inside. I do not believe Sonentag will have much of a chance to pass him. Right when I say that, he proves me wrong, but here comes Larry Foster trying to battle back. Swift swapping for the race lead, give that lap to Jake Sonentag there for lap number 8. Bruce Clay, he's rounding out the top 3. Now Jared, he's slowly working his way up into the mix. Not gonna lie though, the number 8 car, he has not been showing the speed like he has the last 3 races. Right now he is inside the top 5. He's sitting there in 4th spot, but now you have Dustin down to the inside wall trying to put pressure on him. Dustin captures P4 there on the scoring tower on that last loop. What will happen coming out of turn 4? These drivers still side by side. Give that to Dustin to P4. Both of those drivers closing up on Bruce Klingen. Klingen closing up on Larry Foster. 3 wide down the backstretch now. Dirt Midget Racing, not disappointing here for the National Auto Racing Club. The Dirt Midget Series. 4 cars throw a blanket over them all for the 2nd spot, and Jake Sonentag looking in the rearview mirror, absolutely loving it. Bruce Klingen holding on P2. Don't know how he's holding on to P2 though. Larry Foster. Actually, Bruce Klingen got around Larry Foster, so Foster moved back 1 spot. Here comes Jared back down to the bottom side. I thought he was going to try to slide that thing all the way up, but those drivers are side by side, all for the 3rd spot now, with Bruce Klingen right there in front of him, inside the cockpit mode. Working lap 13 of 30. Best lap time of the race is up there on your race screen as we take a good look on the outside part of the raceway. 6 minutes and 5 seconds in. We're one lap shy of halfway. On down the list we go. Ryan Wagenschultz, he's rounding out the P6 spot. Stoney Brown, P7. Jeremy Prague back to the 8th spot. Joshua Hart, P9. Rounding out the 10th spot is going to be Timothy. Tony McGill, 11th. Todd is going to be 12th. Ian Denton back there in the 13th spot, and the guy rounding out the race fill is going to be James, the number 16 car. James has the fastest lap time with a 17.634. Look out. Our race leader, though, has a pretty comfortable gap. Absolutely hate to see a yellow flag. Not trying to jinx it, not trying to call for one, just saying. Absolutely would hate to see a yellow flag come out with a 2.5-second lead for that number 3 car, and there it is. Man, that was weird. That's weird how that works out sometimes. Right when I started talking about yellow flags, yellow flag waves. Denton is being shown red up there on the program. We'll see what happened to that number 9 car. I think he's number 9. All by himself back here. Lost it. Trying to keep it going, and he does. I don't know if that was a yellow. This guy also is being shown red. This is Ryan Wagenschultz. Has anything happened to him? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Flipping end over end down the front straightaway, putting on a show for these virtual fans here. Back to line mode, back to race mode. 8 minutes and 12 seconds in. Single file start. Caution laps will be off this time by. But man, what a race we have had for the 2nd spot. Klingen, he has captured P2. Jared is up to P3. I did say, though, number 8 car looks like he does not have the speed like he did the last 3 races. He could prove me wrong. Larry Foster, P4. Dustin Griffiths starting in P5 and still running P5 there in the number 82 machine. Caution lights are off. We'll be going green flag racing this time. How good of a start will Jake Sonentag have? And how good of a capture will Bruce Klingen have? How good of a reaction? Here we go. Pace truck is in. Jake Sonentag, a race starter, green's out. Good restart. You got to get when the getting is good. And right now, the getting is good. Side by side for P2. Jared looking down to the inside of Bruce Klingen. Does he slide it up? He slides it up. No, he doesn't. Keeps it down to the inside wall. One guy all the way, almost over the race cushion. That's Dustin. Larry Foster back down to the inside. We are side by side, multiple rows deep here at Fallujah Speedway Park. Jake Sonatag, though, is still leading this thing, as Jared is being dedicated down to the inside wall. He likes that inside wall. Bruce Klingen likes the outside. What will pan out? You pick your weapon. Back here, though, these drivers are still battling it out. 3 wide now, the 16 car. Getting up into the mix. Jeremy Bray, P6. Sony Brown still 7th. Timothy is back in 8th. And Joshua Hart back in 9th spot as these two drivers go to war. Joshua Hart, the number 58 car, down to the inside. That is Timothy Alton, driver from Canada, next to the outside wall there. As those drivers just about to make contact, Timothy had to hit hard on the brakes. 7 laps ago. 8 laps to go down the backstretch, coming to 7 to go this time by, and we may have a race for the lead here shortly. Jake Sonatag being dedicated there to the high side. Jared really liking the bottom side part of the raceway. Last lap times up there on your race screen, a 17.9 for our leader, but second place of Jared, a 17.8. Into turns 3 and 4, they wheel and deal. Pick your poison. You pick your weapon. Which one do you want? Coming across the line. Lap times update. Second place of Jared. Caution is going to wave. Well, it's going to be a barn burner all the way to the end. And I don't know if Sonatag was looking in that rearview mirror to see where that number 8 car was running his line, but man, inside wall doing favors for that number 8 car. This was a race caution. Ryan Wagenschultz, and one driver gets loose right there in front of him. Knocked him out. Does he land on his wheels? Land on your wheels? No, he doesn't. That was the action inside the cockpit of that number 66 driver out of Michigan. So here we go, coming down to a handful of laps. So we're going to have exactly 5 laps of green flag racing left. 30 laps is a scheduled distance. Right now we're on lap number 24. Sand in the hourglass is starting to wind down. Lights are off on the pace truck. We'll be going green flag this time by. Sonatag has led most of the laps. Jared's car has completely found some sort of speed somewhere, but he definitely has a lot of speed. Bruce Klingen still lurking back there in the 3rd spot. Cannot sleep on that driver. Dustin P4, then Larry Foster rounding out the top 5. Live mode, race mode, here we go. Single file restart. Sonatag got a really good jump over Bruce Klingen last restart. Right now he is Jared all over that back bumper. How will that fan out? Pace truck in, hammer down, here we go. Sonatag, great, good restart once again. 5 laps to go. Sonatag not wanting that bottom side. He likes to stay next to that outside berm. 4 laps to go. And that number 8 car trying to reel him in everything he can. He slipped up a little bit. Jared slipped up, and that's going to cost him. Third spot, still all Bruce Klingen. Really no pressure there behind him. That's Jeremy Bray. Then you have Larry Foster, Sony Brown, P6. Everybody's slowly starting to get single filed out now. Joshua Hart back in the 7th spot is the next. Side by side, caution is going to wave. Caution back on the raceway for the 5th time of the night. Ryan Wagenschultz off the pace once again. I don't believe he was in the caution. No, he wasn't. Timothy Alton being shown red. Don't know what happened there. Here we go. Is this a caution? Number 13 car, the all-white and blue Navy car. And there it is. Sorry, the iRacing paint scheme car. Shootout here at Volusia Speedway Park for the National Auto Racing Club Dirt Midget Series. Single file restart once again. That was our 5th caution of the night. We're 15 minutes and 56 seconds in this Mac Daddy show. Coming down to the very end, though. Number 8 car, Jared, he just got to get a good restart here. Do or die now. Pace trucks in. Sonatag, loud pedal. Probably just about the same restart as last restart. Jeremy Prey, though, looking quite good. Down to the bottom side. Battle out for the podium spot. Clinging there to the high side. Prey down to the bottom side. Give that to Clinging last lap. Sonatag still our race leader. We're still working that cushion line. Down the back chute, the field goes. Lap and a half to go. White flag in the flag in his hand. Jared jumps a race cushion. White flying out one more time around Volusia. Battle is on for this 3rd spot. Who's going to get it? Prey, bottom side. Clinging next to the outside cushion. Down the back chute. Right now, it's all Jeremy Prey. The 117 car inching him out. He has a pass. Does he slide him right up in front of the 21? No, he doesn't. Clinging tries to wind that thing up, but Prey is going to steal that podium spot. Jared's P2 and Jake Sonatag picking up his first victory here for the National Auto Racing Club at Dirt Midget Series. Another winner. That's going to be winner number 4 here. 8 races, 4 different winners. We jump into the broadcast booth, get an interview very quickly with the top 3 drivers. They do the good old racing, iRacing photo shoot there. Fireworks shoot off for the number 3 car of Sonatag, and that's how the field is going to stack up. Here's the final results up there on your race screen. Sonatag, Jared, Jeremy, top 3. Bruce, 4th. Sony rounding out the top 5. Joshua Hart, Denton, Tony, Larry, and Dustin rounding up the top 10. Todd's going to finish there in 11th spot. James, P12. 13th is Timothy Elton. Ryan, 14th. Kale, 15th. Sixteenth spot's going to be Brent Hagan. Then May 17th, then Joshua Berkey rounding out the 18th spot. But the driver that came home in 2nd spot is the number 8 car of Jared. Jared, man, you won the last 3 races. And tonight, man, you got runner-up podium spot.
Yeah, I was playing with the setup. I just didn't have the speed early in the night. And then I qualified not as great as I would like to, and then moved up a spot in the heat. But Jake was just really fast tonight.
Bottom side, man, you was dedicated down to that inside wall, man. You did not want to move away from it. But, man, that bottom side was looking very, very fast for you.
Yeah, my car didn't really want to work on the top tonight, so I just went to the bottom and started passing some cars. And I thought maybe I'd have something for Jake, but he just was too quick tonight.
Well, man, another podium spot for that number 8 machine of yours. You got any shout outs that you would like to give?
Yeah, just 129 Racing as always, and Trim Pullman Designs.
Very cool. Jared, we'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
The championship points leader, Jared, finishing there in that runner-up podium spot. The driver that's going to edge out the final podium spot is Jeremy Prey. And Jeremy, man, car came in a little late, dude, but it was an absolute rocket ship there.
I was pretty happy with it. I'm glad it came in at all. Actually, that was my heat setup with fuel because my feature setup, I think, dead last in the warm up. So rolled the dice there and got lucky for it.
Man, bottom side really, really worked out for you. I was just talking to Jared about that bottom side. Looked like that inside wall was coming in quick, and it was coming in there into the later part of the race.
You had to snug it pretty hard and didn't want to catch the tire coming out of four. I think a couple people did right in front of me. So yeah, you had to get that little good grip spot coming out, and it launches. So, but it was a good night.
Podium spot for the 117 and Jeremy Prey. Prey, you got any shout outs that you would like to give?
Yeah, my teammates at Wraith Racing, Savannah Auto Electric, Sage Reloading Supplies, and Whiskey Oval for putting us on, and of course, everybody from SSR.
Very cool, man. Jeremy, we'll see you next week, man.
I appreciate it, sir.
Jeremy picking up that podium spot. The guy that's going to finish in that top spot is Sonatag. And Sonatag, dude, your car was a rocket ship all the way throughout the race night.
Yeah, car felt really good tonight. Couldn't have done it without my team though. Had a good setup in tonight for the feature. The car felt good all night.
You went and got the race lead there.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the top was gonna be the fast line at the beginning of the race. I knew the bottom would probably eventually come in, but I knew I wanted to get to the front right away, so kind of made a move right away and got past the leader and was able to hold on to it.
Rocket ship for that number 3 car, Jake Sonatag. You're going to be the 4th different winner for this Dirt Midget series for the National Racing Club, man. So congratulations picking up your first checkered flag. You got any shout out?
I gotta thank Team SSR, SSR Elite Team, and gotta thank Tommy